After waiting patiently for a long time, the injuries to Frenkie de Jong presented Barca B player Riqui Puig to start regularly in the first team. We all know about the pathetic season of Barcelona. We all know what kind of a mood the camp is in, what kind of a mood the Barcelona fans are in. But there were performances, there were sparks of brilliance, but a lot of credit goes to one man, the 22-year-old Riqui Puig. So how did this 20-year-old youngster make a dead and lackluster Barcelona lively again? In this video, we'll take a look. Alright, welcome back guys, my name is Zishan. Welcome back to Talk Football, home of reviews, tactics and transfer talks. The young Spaniard has been the only silver lining to what has been an abysmal Barcelona performance this season. With no titles to play for, the UEFA Champions League looks like a dream with these performances. Riqui Puig found it difficult to break into the first team under Ernesto Valverde, but came off the bench in Setien's first game in charge against Granada in a 1-0 win. With several La Masia players leaving for first team opportunities, Puig has trusted the system and stayed, and has now become a revelation in this Barcelona midfield. With De Jong's calf injury and Arthur's ongoing transfer saga back then, Barcelona were deprived of options in the middle. Although Vidal and Rakitic provide options and Arthur underperforming, Riqui Puig showed traits that all of these three lack, and that is unparalleled desire and yearning to progress forward with the ball. Despite not being a recurrent member of Barcelona's starting 11, the La Masia's pearl outshines all his seniors in that facet of his gameplay, bringing in unflagging levels of enthusiasm, energy and excitement every time he steps foot on the field. So how has a short, slender and flimsy to eye saved this Barcelona midfield? Although flimsy to eye, he is not with the ball. With his prolific pair of feet, Riqui is defenders' biggest nightmare. He moves with precision, times his runs with perfection, and most importantly, assesses his surrounding with the eye of a hawk. Setien provided him with the opportunity to prove himself for the first team since the lockdown, and Riqui hasn't seen stopping since. Barcelona usually set up with three in the middle with Busquets, Rakitic and Vidal. All of these three are above 30 and lack that directness, that freshness and that sheer tenacity to play the full 90 minutes. This has resulted in the lack of creativity from the middle, and a lot of this burden has fallen on the shoulder of Lionel Messi, who drops back a lot more than what he actually used to. Enter Riqui Puig. In the goalless draw against Sevilla, the Blaugranas had all the position in the world. But one thing they grievously lacked was initiative to advance and make something happen in the final third. The 20-year-old is one of the few individuals who seeks players in areas where they can cause damage. In spite of being efficient in tight areas and pressing players valiantly, what he is most known for is his intent to innovate in the middle of the park. And undeniably, this is what the current Barcelona's team lacks the most. Frequently, the Catalans get caught in a stalemate with pointless wayward passes, which often finds no results. Rakitic and Vidal seem to play vital roles in Barcelona's build-up play, but the long periods of possession usually end up in substandard results. Against Leganes the previous week, 20 minutes is all it took for Riqui Puig to dominate Barcelona's midfield and display his virtuosic abilities on the ball. After lengthy spells of possession which often broke down in the final third, Riqui added that extra spice and flair that the Cules deprived of. With so much energy oozing within him and constant hunger to do something on the ball, Barcelona's tempo has shifted almost completely in the closing stages. During certain parts of the game, the Azulgrana's build-up gravely lacked verticality and liveliness as Setien's men became exceedingly static in the center of the park. Nonetheless, with the introduction of Puig, a drastic change in gameplay was evident, leading Barcelona to suddenly move forward more effectively. Of course, one can't hide the fact that Riqui Puig was playing against an exhausted Leganes side, but it is in these moments that one gets to see his tremendous potential. Arthur, who was subbed off for the youngster, continuously spent time making sideways passes, which were ineffective in the grand scheme of things, while Puig almost immediately exhibited his dynamism. Rather than waiting for the opposition to put a foot wrong, he is simply a go-getter. Ever since the football has resumed, players from the Barca B team have displayed some brilliant performances, and Riqui Puig, in particular, has looked like a sight for the sore eyes. While Barcelona losing a title to Real Madrid was a loss, but the youngster Riqui Puig was given an opportunity to make a breakthrough in the first team. Setien's job was on the line, but he showed his trust in the youngster, giving him a full 90 minutes against a crucial title-deciding clash versus Atletico Madrid. Riqui did not disappoint the faith the manager had in him and continued with his brilliant display. Messi did not take the creativity upon himself and trusted a young midfielder. Both little geniuses combined brilliantly a few times, understanding each other's runs and movements. The ability to play in tight spaces taught in La Masia was showing. Once again, Riqui dominated the midfield and was arguably the most productive of the four midfielders Setien chose. While the previous matches were against considerably low-tier opposition, this time he went head-to-head against some of the best. He was unfazed by the physical presence of Thomas Partey or the talented Saul Niguez. Riqui Puig drew fouls, broke lines continuously and was a menace to the Atleti defense. So what is that thing that Riqui Puig do so differently? Let's take a look. The current crop of Catalan midfield consists of many box-to-box players and a few who can carry the ball up the field. Arturo Vidal and Ivan Rakitic are usual midfielders who do not have high penetrative passing, but they arrive at both penalty areas and cover spaces efficiently. Both Frenkie de Jong and Arthur Melo like to get the ball from the deep and progress the play. They are comfortable on the ball and are press resistant. Riqui ticks most of these boxes in addition to adding a layer of creativity. Unlike most Barcelona midfielders, Riqui often stays on his toes, ready to jump into action. He looks up the field on receiving the ball, scans his surrounding and plays the pass. Always looking to break the lines, he attempts the most improbable passes and executes those to perfection. The way he opens up his body toward the wings but swiftly passes the ball to the interior looks much similar to Sergio Busquets and Iniesta. Having gone through the ranks of the La Masia, the 20-year-old knows and executes the positional play principles to perfection. He often places himself between the lines by feinting runs and receiving the ball, often aligns his body to turn and move towards the goal. Yet another facet of his impressive set of skills is his ability to accelerate. Much similar to Messi, Puig uses his low center of gravity to his advantage. His sudden bursts help him while taking on defenders or drawing fouls in dangerous areas. Being young and from the B team, the desire to impress and give his 100% never fades. He never shows complacency or drops the level of his performance. That's all for today's videos, guys. I hope you liked the video. I would really love to hear from you guys. What do you think of this Spanish youngster? What will he add to the Barcelona midfield in the upcoming years? So go down into the comment box and let me know your views. Drop that like on the video, smash that subscribe, and I'll see you next time in my next video. So until then, as always, peace out.